Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe, and I do appreciate you guys and gals being here today. I am apologizing here. It's a little bit late than normal, and for whatever reason, YouTube didn't alert anybody that I had launched this thing and set it up. I set it up a little while ago, and the for whatever reason, it didn't go through. So, anyways, it's working now, and I'm sorry for the delay there. But listen, if you are new, give us a subscribe. We go live a couple times a week, and we have fun with it at the same time. So I do appreciate those of you who are part of the show. And there's a live chat going, and there's a great community of amazing people in there. Talk to them; they're fantastic. I love it, and I know most everyone who's in here every day I have met, and it's a lot of fun. So I do appreciate everyone being part of this. Listen, there's also some links in the description of the video. Go check those out. They're definitely worth you guys looking into. There is a Patreon in there, and I have fun with that, where I get to take the gloves off and have conversation with you guys, and more personal. There's stuff like that associated to the a Patreon or a Slack channel that's there. But we go live here, so there's no editing of anything. So we have fun with it, and I love that. And you get me. And everything else that happens in here, it's not as clean cut, and that's great. I just want to be personable and have a good time with y'all. So, anyways, let's jump into the content today. We're going to be talking about, well, guess what? The SEC is going to be trying to do something because they don't understand how this stuff works. We're also going to look at some interesting the Fed going whoops, and then some interesting cool stuff around the economy. I think that'll be good for those who have been preparing and being ready for what's coming. And then we're going to take a look at some stuff around Bitcoin that a lot of people, I think, are just starting to pay attention to. So stick around to the end. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a good day today. We have a lot of stuff happening. So with that, let's jump in, shall we? If it'll work. Great, it did. The SEC is coming for crypto custody. This is a really long article, like really long. I did not have time to read through all of it. But the gist of it is effectively that the stock market is set this way, the crypto market is not, because of custodianship, because of self-custody. So as we get into this, we're going to take a look. So they just don't understand. They want control. They can't have control, and they want control. Custody, crypto custody, roughly speaking, the way the U.S. stock market looks or works is that all the stocks are in one place. The place is called the DTC, or Depository Trust Company, which is where all of the stocks are owned. Basically, since they're owned almost all the stocks. If you own any stock, what you own is an entry on a list at your brokerage saying that you are entitled to some of the stocks that it is holding onto for clients. Yep. And what your brokerage has is an entity on a list that DTC at DTC. That makes sense? Great. Hopefully it does, because it's basically like it doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, not with crypto. Blockchain is just fantastic stuff. It's great. Anyhow, and what the DTC mostly owns is entries on the lists at all companies or their transfer agents, saying that it owns the stocks that are in those companies, etc., etc. So crypto isn't like that, and because crypto isn't like that, the SEC is going, well, how do we make that actually happen in the crypto space? Well, you can't. It doesn't work that way. You have all these random exchanges who are using decentralized. They're not decentralized. They're centralized exchanges where they have listed the different decentralized assets. You can buy and sell and trade on those centralized exchanges with the decentralized assets, and it's like their brains go eat, and they can't figure out what's going on. So this is kind of the direction that this whole article basically gets into. I didn't get to the end of it. We'll be reading it later. Trying to put two words together don't go together. Sorry, y'all. I haven't had enough coffee today, and I don't have any with me right now. Anyways, but let me read this little article, this little paragraph here, and we'll kind of talk a little more about another thing. This means is that the DTC is an extremely important weird market utility. In other words, it is a utility to our markets, allowing a centralized place for all companies to come to present that they want to list stock for sale on the stock market and be able to have representation of a list of ownership inside of a list instead of each other's it's just screw that. uh it is highly trusted and so heavily regulated. The DTC is a member of the US Federal Reserve System. Oh, this goes back to the Federal Reserve and banking. A limited purpose trust company under the New York State banking law and a registered clearing agency with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, as or says its website. On the same page, that also mentions that it holds $87 trillion worth of securities. Really? So the stock market goes away and crypto becomes a big deal. $87 trillion is going to go where? Is it going to vanish in thin air? Maybe. Let's just assume a quarter of that goes into crypto. That's a big deal, y'all. The way the crypto market works is a bit different. No kidding. One way for crypto to work is that there is a blockchain. Yay, they're smart. A decentralized ledger maintained by thousands of independent nodes. And you can own some Bitcoin on the blockchain, and you and I can agree on a trade in which I send you some dollars by wire transfer or Venmo or whatever. This is not how this works, guys and gals. Oh my goodness. And you send me some Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain. How do we meet each other and agree on that trade? This isn't how this works. Y'all see how stupid this is? How do we meet? Okay, sorry. You can imagine some sort of exchange, like US stock exchanges. Yeah, that allows us to post orders to buy and sell crypto. And if our orders cross, if I want to buy, you want to sell, then we are matched. That's actually how a DEX works, not a centralized exchange. They're matched with each other and then settle up using Venmo or and the blockchain. No, that's not how that works. Why do the stupid people get in these positions? Why do the people who what I don't want that job, but I would do that job just to stop this kind of stupidity and misinformation. I'm going to call that misinformation. That is misinformation about blockchain technology. I would do that just to stop that and shut them up, just to be very honest. The same with the maxis, guys. I mean, they think that it's just Bitcoin and that nothing else matters. It's like, no, that's not how this works. You guys are so narrow minded. It's just like laser focused on something. It's like, turn off your laser eyes. Stop. Let's see. I just finished this little thing here. This can work in some sort of informal way, like a message board for us to meet, etc., etc. So there is a way of doing that. It's called local Bitcoins, and yes, it does actually work that way. It's a person-to-person transaction, and it works. You have a premium, but there's a big premium, but it works. But practically speaking, the way that a lot of crypto works is more like the stock market. There is some central intermediary, much like DTC, that holds onto a lot of crypto for a lot of investors. We can call it a depository. The investors agree on a trade. You agree to sell some Bitcoin on an exchange, and then we settle that trade by updating our accounts with the depository. There are some differences, though. No, I'm just going to stop. They want crypto custody under their control. The custodianship is where they're going after. Now, if you are self-custodying, it's like you have cash in your wallet, cash in your safe, gold, silver in your safe. If you're going to sorry, I'm looking at the chat at the same time, get distracted. You guys having a good conversation. And local Bitcoin, it looks like Trading Man here. Thank you for pointing that out. It used to exist, but anyways. If you're self-custody, using like the Divi wallet or the Exodus wallet or Trust wallet, I can go on. As long as you can remove your key or pull your keys off and things like that, then you're good to go. Private keys, seed words, etc. As long as you can pull those off, then it's a safe place to keep them. Because then if that dies or goes away, you can restore them, etc., etc. There are other ways that are even safer than that I will not divulge right now. Anyhow, they want to take out the exchanges because they have to custody the crypto in order to actually make sure it happens. The reason it's frustrating with the stock market is because those are literally IOUs being traded everywhere. The stock issue or a company issues X amount of stock, those are IOUs, or those are ownership that you can buy, certificates of ownership that you can buy inside of a company. And if you have so many of them, you can control the company, blah, 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 right? If you own the company, you own the company. This is how Elon Musk bought Twitter. He took it private because he bought all the stock. Just bought it all up. So the way the custodian here, they're wanting to go after, I don't think they can go after the self-custody stuff. There's no jurisdiction. I personally don't think they have jurisdiction over an centralized exchange. That's just my personal opinion. Again, it's a company that is providing a service that is not doing anything illegal in any way. The problem is when you have FTX coming out and they launder money for politicians, cause problems. Anyways, the Fed faces new inflection point amid troubling inflation data. So the SEC is trying to round up all the crypto. This is a story. This is the dot connection thing that we do here on the PAPAJO show. The SEC is trying to round up all the crypto, trying to take control of it as much as possible, crack down on it, blah, 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 whatever you call it. The Fed is dealing with inflation, and they can't control it, and they know it. So his bumpy path Powell is talking about here to tame price rises born out of latest figures. It's going to be a bumpy road, y'all. Soft landing my butt. We're going to try and have a soft landing. No. Jay Powell warned last week that the Federal Reserve's path to getting blah, 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 blah. We're live, y'all, and I am not editing. You get me. Jay Powell warned last week that the Federal Reserve's path to getting U.S. inflation down this year was probably going to be bumpy. In other words, it's not going to happen. But the Fed's chair predicted an uneven progress become more tangible this week after the release of new batches of data showing the U.S. economy is not cooling off as rapidly as hoped. In other words, not enough people have lost their jobs. Yeah. Eggs are going up, milk's going up, freaking chips and cereals going up. I mean, good grief. The result is that Powell and the rest of the Fed are grappling with the potential new inflection point in the economy outlook that could complicate their task and again wreck their political or policy plans and expectations. Oh, I hope y'all are ready for what's coming. You follow Economic Ninja. You go. If you don't, go follow him. Paying attention here. Seriously, y'all need to be ready for this stuff. On the one hand, the Fed officials are more confident. Sure, they are. They will avoid a rapid slowdown or even a recession. We're in a recession. We're in a recession. Try to avoid a depression. which means a soft landing. My butt is still in sight. No, it's not. More unsettlingly, however, the central bank's battle against high inflation appears far from over. No kidding. No kidding. Yeah. So the Fed is not actually cooling off the inflation. The SEC is going after crypto because they know people are about to run into crypto because inflation. That's literally all you got to say. Because inflation, people are going to be moving into crypto. I'm telling y'all, crypto is the exit strategy. It is. You watch what happens. People, all the gold and silver that you can obtain is almost obtained. You're going to end up, people are going to end up going, oh, we can put it in crypto. At least it's not centralized. At least it's not controlled by these morons. On top of these two things, you have the housing market to pay attention to. The housing market is the bedrock of the economy. We say that often on the shows. My regulars hear me say that all the time. But what happens in California, and the direction California goes, is the direction of the rest of the country is going to go. Just to put it into perspective, San Francisco Bay housing market, which is supposed to be one of the areas of the, that basically predicts the direction or what's going to happen for the rest of the country. Prices plunged 35% from the crazy peak, where demand's supposed to come from. 35% decrease. They rose 50 or something percent. Drastically crazy. Yeah. Let's see. In the first 10 months of housing bust, now, we told y'all this was coming. The median price plunged a lot faster than it did in the first 10 months of the housing bust 1. 2007, 2011. There better be a half decent spring selling season, which is supposed to already have started in San Francisco and Silicon Valley, because this is getting pretty bad pretty fast. But it's hard to imagine just how good the spring selling season can be amid countless reports of layoffs. That's the problem, y'all. Working from home somewhere else, with big numbers being thrown around about how many people have left Silicon Valley and San Francisco. The city of San Francisco alone lost about 56,000 residents. That's not really too much, but anyways, or about 6.3% of its population. Okay, maybe it's a little bit. Anyways, in the period of 2020 through 2022, according to census data, even as about 12,000 new housing units were completed over the same period. So they had 56,000 residents leave, not necessarily selling, and 12,000 new homes. Yeah. The median price in the 9-county Bay Area plunged by another 8% in January, from December by 17% year over year, and by 35%, or by $540,000 in 10 months from the crazy peak in March 2022, from 1.54 million to right at $1 million, according to California Association of Realtors. So, as things happen in California, things happen across the country. That is a really big drop. The rest of the country is going to drop. Housing is the bedrock of the economy. Housing in San Francisco is the canary in the coal mine, so to speak, for the rest of the country. Housing across the country is going to change across the board, which means the entire economy is about to fall off a cliff. If you are ready on the sidelines, you will be able to grab up these different properties, the different deals, if you will, and be able to rent them back or do other stuff to other people who really need the help. You get it? This is huge. This is not necessarily good information, but you got the SEC going after crypto because they want to make sure that you don't put your money in there, because you're going to end up putting your money in there because it's the only place to put it. With the dollar dead, where else are you going to put it other than gold and silver, which good luck finding it. I'm not kidding. Seriously, Good luck finding it. There are payment processing methods that you can actually spend your crypto. It's very difficult to spend your gold and silver without first turning it back into fiat. That's probably coming, but just putting it into perspective for you guys. Anyways, sales for single-family homes in the Bay Area plunged 37% in January compared to January last year. That's a really big amount, guys. That's a big number. 6%, 7%, sure. 37% and climbing? The sales plunge has been in the same year-over-year range for months. Seriously, or seasonally, January is generally the worst month of the year for the median price of sales that closed in January, reflecting deals that were negotiated in December. So there are hopes that this is going to turn around during the spring selling season that everyone is praying for. Guys, spring is like next month. Starts next 2 months. You should already start seeing listings. And if those listings are at all high, they will not be sold. No one's going to buy right now with the interest rates at these prices. Very few can actually buy, and those people have already bought. Just my 2 cents. Something to pay attention to within the Bitcoin realm. Bitcoin metric prints on the mother of all Bitcoin bullish signals for the 4th time ever. So only 4 times in history. And we've had how many halvings? The Bitcoin dollar average, or DCA, indicator is firmly in raging bull market territory, while analysts consider whether its signal are too good to be true. Bitcoin price indicator has flashed green for just the 4th time ever this week, in a major warning to bears. In a tweet on February 16th, crypto market analyst, I'm not even going to try, Mohit Sorout. If you ever watch this, buddy, sorry if I messed it up. Anyways, announced that the dollar cost average, or DCA, indicator was now suggesting a raging bull market. The DCA breakthrough last preceded. Start over. The DCA breakout last preceded 640% Bitcoin price upside. 640% from here is pretty good. It's really good, actually. The latest Bitcoin metric to flip bullish on long time frames. The DCA indicator is even getting attention from major Bitcoin investment circles. Its buy signals are rare, with Sorout seeing just 3 throughout Bitcoin's history, each precluding serious Bitcoin price upside. Today marks the 4th time this signal is suggesting a raging bull market. He wrote in comments describing the event as the mother of all Bitcoin bullish signals. Historically, I'm going to read what he said here. Historically, it has flashed only thrice in Bitcoin's existence, and each occurrence led to massive rallies. In 2015, it was a 7,400% increase. In 2019, it was 160. In 2022, it was 640%. Today marks the 4th time the signal is suggesting a raging bull market. Do you guys see the charts? Can you all see these charts? This one's a little harder to see. Let's pull up the tweet. Pull up the image. There it goes. Okay. Boink, boink. And here we go. Y'all, this isn't a joke. I'm telling you. A little dump down, and then there we go. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get good. I'm excited. Yeah. It crossing over that DCA number. Every time it's done that in the past, it runs like hard. He's not kidding. Pay attention, y'all. I'm excited about what's going on with the Bitcoin. This little print right here, let's see what happens on the rest of the day. Let's go to the hour and see what the hour looks like. Hour's looking strong. Let's see. Guys, we might be rushing into this. Divvy is down a little bit today. Let's see what happens with it. Gold is up, silver is up, tiny, tiny, tiny bits. Interesting. The regular stock market indexes are down while Bitcoin is up. Usually, they're following each other. Matic is running though. Those of you who've been paying attention to Matic, yeah, it almost hit $1.50 today, which is half of its all-time high. Don't sleep on Matic, y'all. Not trying to tell you what to do. This is financial advice. This is just educational, fun stuff. You got Axie in here. Let's see. Mortgage rates are ticking back up. They're going to continue to tick up, which is frustrating. Anyways, just wanted to talk to you all about that today. There should be a Patreon this afternoon at 4:30. I don't think anything crazy is going on for us. Last week, something crazy happened, so I do apologize about that again. Yeah, everything should be as normal, at least right now. So, anyways, Patreon is where if you like content and you want to support us, what that does is it lets me be able to have a platform or a space to take the gloves off, talk about things, but it also, if you just want to support, just do it there. There's also a community. Like I have set up a Telegram channel for everyone. Lots of cool stuff shared there. Really insightful stuff actually that's been shared there. But y'all are welcome to check that out. If you don't like it, it's not for everyone. It's totally cool. But those of you who have joined, listen, seriously, thank you. I could not. Doing this stuff is fun. Y'all basically buy me a cup of coffee. That's really it. So it's great and I love it. So anyways, y'all have a beautiful, blessed rest of the day. Great, amazing weekend. We will see you on the Patreon this afternoon as long as everything goes according to plan. And I have to jump. I want to say hey to everyone. I can't right now. I do apologize. You guys are amazing. I'm late for a meeting. So anyways, y'all have a beautiful, blessed rest of the day. And we'll talk to you this afternoon. Take it easy.